She didn't come up here with, she's still wearing her fake lashes and she's got earrings on. And so I would say she's feminine because she's presentable, right? Uh, Feminine. Is she friendly? Probably not. The reason I say that is because she's working all those hours and then she's got two kids at home. And plus she talked about the boundaries that she has. So I don't think she's that friendly. Is she cooperative? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know if she's cooperative. Just because she has. I'm looking for a leader, provider, a good father figure. I don't know if she's cooperative. We need more info, and we just didn't get it. Submissive. I think she can be submissive, but to most men, no. And she's already got two kids. This is a tough one.
Messing up, child. We can't take no risk.
Yeah, she is almost
Hello?
40.
We can't hear you, baby.
Hi, Kendra.
Hey, what's your name,
Hi.
love? Hi. What's
How
your
are
name,
you?
baby? Good. What's your name, honey?
My name is Natasha Shakoy.
Natasha. Where you calling me from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn. How old are you?
35.
35. What you do for a living?
I'm a licensed practical nurse. I'm in school to become an RN now.
Okay. Where you calling? Brooklyn. Licensed practical nurse, and you're in school for what?
Registered nursing.
Registered nursing. Okay. You have any kids?
2. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
A 5-year-old and a 2-year-old
Yes.
by the same man?
Yes.
Why y'all not together? You had a baby 2 years ago.
That's a
Not
good
to give us so
question.
much information, but give information. It was just a really toxic relationship. We were together since we were 16, on and off, and it was
So
just.
why you have 2 kids with him if he's
Oh my God, I'm glad she said it. I'm just happy Kendra asked the question and I don't have to because that's a great question.
been toxic since 16?
Well, not since 16, but sweet high school sweethearts, and then it grew into
It doesn't matter if it's 16 or not. The point is that she claimed the relationship was toxic, but you gave him two kids.
a toxic situation. So,
Is it all his fault?
no, I feel like I played a part. I was in a place where I didn't love myself
Okay.
at all, and I accepted less than I deserved. So that's where that landed me.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what? I'm glad she said that because I'm starting to think that there is a direct correlation between women who grow up in single mother households and their perceived value of themselves. Because just follow me here for a second. Men are the ultimate consumers of female beauty, right? So if the father is not there, then there's no initial validation going on. And I'm talking about, as the girls grow up, they get constant validation from their father. But if the dad's not there, then all you get is, well, you missing out on a lot. I think that's one of the things that, is one of the things that's specific to young women that they're missing from the father not being there. There's too many times we hear this story about, why are these women having kids? And then they had kids with the wrong guys. And I think she hit the nail on the head by saying that I didn't know my worth. To me, that says, I know it sounds crazy because it sounds like, we're about to get hit with I am the table. But I think it's more about they've missed out on the validation that comes from, or the love of a father, which says that, it leads to adults with low self-esteem. I don't know, just a theory. And I mean, we may find a lot more evidence of that as this series starts to roll on. But so just to recap, we got a woman who is studying nursing and she's got 2 kids and she's in her mid 30s. One thing I've learned watching Kendra is that women will have kids with tons of toxic dudes. Uh, yeah, and you know what? I'm starting to. The whole point of another thing of another reason why I want to do this is that we need to start seeing more. We need to start seeing more average women, because I got a video that's coming up. It might be this week or next week, where we're going to dive into the statistics of women. Because I'm sure you guys are well familiar with relationship content. I'm sure you've heard this before. 50% of black men are single and childless, 30% are married. So it's like 18%, less than 20% of guys who are Pookie and Ray Ray, and they out here getting all the women pregnant, right? But what we never talk about is the numbers for the women specifically. Like what percentage of women are actually have a kid. The last time I checked, and this was months ago, so I'm gonna have to go back and look again. But I think it was about I think it's 48% of women don't have kids, and then 26% are married. So you still over talking about. I mean, we're still over the 50% mark of either women who don't have kids or are married. So I don't know, but let's just keep going.
Do y'all co-parent well?
Yeah, because of me. I mean, I guess I avoid the extra noise and the other things. Like I do the best of my ability. I try to co-parent to the best of my ability, but
Okay.
you
All
can only
right.
hold yourself accountable. So.
Everyone says you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I just literally shaved
That's
my
how
hair
you know
today.
you're beautiful when you don't even need no hair, child. That's like Amber Rose. I love Amber Rose more without hair because her face is just so flawless to me.
I love it. It's like so liberating.
You
I
have a
love
pretty
it.
face. Yeah, you
Thank
could do that.
you.
Everybody can't pull that off. You could pull it off. All right.
Thank you so much.
So
Sub City says, I don't know if it's just Kendra's show attracting bias. Yeah, I agree. That's just like the whole fresh and fit thing. It's like you look at the women on their show. It's like, okay, y'all are only putting on a certain type of woman here to pursue a narrative. So, I mean, it could be the same thing here. Kendra just attracts a certain type of women out there. So I don't know. We're gonna have to keep going and finding out. And again, that's the whole point of going through this series, and so you get a variety of women. What's your take on co-parenting? Co-parenting as far as what? Because having children outside of wedlock is a definite no from in my opinion. So I don't know. If you're talking about like women who specifically married and had kids and then got divorced, that's a little bit different than my girlfriend's pregnant and we not getting along. Well, now we got to make it work. It's a big difference there, but let me know. MGTOW Universe. That's a good point. They're actually calling in as opposed to F and F inviting those women. That's a good point. But let's keep going though.
what's Natasha?
Shakoy.
Okay, Natasha Shakoy.
Yes.
Natasha Shakoy.
Mhm.
Brooklyn, 35, licensed practitioner, but in school to be an RN, 2 kids. And what's your zodiac sign?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. All right, baby boo. What kind of man you looking for?
Honestly, a good leader. I feel like that's so important, especially in this day and age. Like, I've met a lot of men that are not good leaders, and when I say a good leader, I mean like just somebody who's assertive, goal oriented, can maintain a household and a family and take care of a family comfortably. One that provides, one that's ambitious.
provides in what way?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Financially, emotionally, like just in every
So
facet.
you do want him to provide for you at this stage, and what stage?
When I say provide, like as far as I want my emotional needs to be met. I want I mean, financial. It's kind of a finical, like it's kind of like a thin line because everybody, you know,
Say it with your
go
chest.
in different ways with that. But for me, I feel like a man that's ambitious will always have money. A hustler, legally, legally. Provides peace because Lord knows we need peace in this world at these times in our lives.
I got you.
And
Oh, we got a super chat from MGTOW Universe. Thank you, sir. Real question. Say a man doesn't want to go overseas. He's early 40s and looking to start a family. What's a good strategy he can use? Um, okay, so the first thing that I'm going to say is that if you want to start a family at 40, you need to figure out, number one, what kind of woman specifically are you looking for to add to your life? Because that's going to make all the difference in the world. Dating younger, I mean, and that's fine. But what I would say is that again, at that age range, you got to understand. There's a couple things you got to understand. Number one, the majority of women are going to have kids. That's just at that age group. That's where you're at. That's what you're dealing with. Number two, you can date women in their 20s, but understand that comes with a headache. Because again, women in their 20s, there's not much maturity there. This is the reason why I say that that we got to do a better job of raising our kids, because we have back-to-back generations of kids who will tell you that they're growing up in their 20s and I'm just not ready for marriage yet. Translation: I'm too immature. So I mean, you kind of are there women who are over 30 and don't have kids yet? Yes, there are. But I think the biggest advice I can give you is that, fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. Pick your top three and then go from there. Depending on which three you pick, you may end up being able to add a bonus trait in there for a woman who is looking for marriage. But it really just depends. But like I said, at 40, the things that you're looking for, because the family dynamic is going to be more important. Maintaining that is going to be more important than a lot of the superficial stuff that you would be looking for. Let's say if you were in your late 20s, early 30s. The other good news is that when you're dating women in their 30s, it becomes it seems early 30s is the market, but finding a black woman at that age without kids and the three F's, woo buddy. Yeah, that's the unfortunate side of it. But that's one of the reasons why I started this series, Is She Marriageable? Because again, these women do exist out there. There have been women on Kendra's show who do not have kids and they're in their 30s. Now they haven't, I haven't covered it in a live stream. You have to go back when I was watching when I was just covering I did pre-recorded content with reviewing Kendra's stuff. There have been some women who are in their 30s and they do not have kids. And they still want kids too. The other thing is that I think you need realistic expectations about how many kids you're going to have, because I assume that you're going to take the time to vet these women properly, which could take some time. And then you're talking about getting married, which takes even more time. And then before you know it, you're at high risk pregnancy. So you have to be careful about that though. But guys, we got to move on because I can't be on here all night now. Oh, I did want to address Chris. Does a baby daddy and new husband go to graduations, wedding recitals, etc. Baby daddy is not ex-husband. Okay, so here's the thing. With the situation with baby daddy, that's going to depend on if you have joint custody or not. And believe it or not, I think that you have to, you're going to have to work out a schedule. That's the easiest way to do that. It's just work out a schedule. And if you're the father and, and baby mama got remarried, then all three of y'all need to have a sit down. Well, probably not a sit down, but a three-way phone conversation as to what's going on with how you guys are sharing time and events. Depending on how cordial the relationship is between baby mama and baby daddy, maybe you guys show up for different events. I don't know. There are too many variables in there for me to just give like blanket advice. But what I will say is that you just gotta have to work it out. Because, I don't want to, I would never say that. I came across some interesting in when I was watching another live stream. Apparently, in other cultures, the woman would give the kids to the father if she was going to she was going to get married again. I mean, that seems interesting because it would solve a lot of problems, especially for women, as far as getting remarried. And then, the outcomes of single dad raising the kids show that, yeah, that's probably a good one. But we still run into the issue of what to do with the daughters, because the data says that single dads can raise productive members of society. What we never talk about is the fact that single dads raise masculine women, and they're less likely to get married. So you still need mom, you still need dad. So I think, yeah, you just gotta work it out. But let's keep going though.
Honestly, this is important for me since I have two children, and they're at very impressionable ages. Somebody that's like a really good father figure,
A
like
good father
that's gonna
figure.
yeah.
Okay. What's some deal breakers?
We don't do physical abuse, no abuse period.
No
Um,
abuse period.
no abuse period. If you can't communicate as like a grown man, that's a problem for me too. I feel like you should
What does that mean?
be able to communicate your wants, desires, the things that you expect, you don't expect. I think it's very important to communicate effectively. So if you can't communicate, then that's a real big issue for me because communication goes a long way. Um, what else? Manipulation. Please don't come over here and try to manipulate me. I catch on quickly to things. I'm very intuitive, and I don't do that manipulation stuff. And once I feel like I'm being manipulated, it's like it's a strong buy for me.
Okay. Does he?
I love when women when they get to the red flag question, they always list all these negative and toxic traits, as if those things shouldn't those things be like, shouldn't that be standard? It's like no abuse. Oh, wait a minute, that's not normal. You shouldn't have to say that. That should be understood. But I don't know. So I mean, her deal breakers all seem reasonable to me. The fact that she says that, I would wonder about some if she has any trust issues going on, because usually deal breakers are things that like no smokers, you wanting to have a certain lifestyle. If you're heavy into fitness, you also want somebody into fitness, stuff like that. It's just, she just listed a bunch of negative things that she doesn't want the guy to have. And that's like, okay, but that's most guys don't have those things. So I don't know. That's weird.
We already talked about that, but let's just be clear. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
Be honest.
I mean, he has to be financially stable, but no, he doesn't have to make a certain amount of money. Only because I feel like there's always more money to be made. So if I meet a man at a time in his life where he's not making the money that he wants to make, he could always get there.
Okay.
Okay.
That right there. Translation. It's almost, yes, thank you. Hit the like button. Translation, she might be secretly looking for a high value man. Because when women talk about, oh well, it's okay if you're there right now, but I know there's more out there for you to get. Oh boy, you gentlemen, if when a woman says that, you're in a minefield, and the shot clock is ticking. You only have so long to hit the basically hit the career lottery. That's what she's saying. So she really wants you to. She wants a guy that's making RNs making over 100. She needs a man making 70 or more. I would say, I think she wants somebody to make the same, if and plus better. Just because, again, what has she told us so far? She didn't list a specific number, but she gave all the telltale signs of, well, he needs to be able to provide money, but not really. No, she's just trying to be nice. Because again, she listed all these traits about ambition. Well, if you don't have it right now, then I just know that you can go get it. You can just hustle and get it. And it's like, okay. The one thing about finances that again, I spent 5 years working in financial services. I think one of the biggest misconceptions we have, particularly in our community, is that, one of the things that we don't understand is that there's only so many resources out here. And I know everybody tells you, oh yeah, there's plenty of ways to make money and all this stuff. That's a bunch of BS. Because again, if you there's a basic concept. If something is in abundance, it's not worth a lot. So we're going to sit here and talk about, oh, okay, well, yeah, high income, or everybody can make money. Then why does it have such a high value then if everybody can go make it? Again, there are only so many resources out here. So when a woman gives you an example like that says that, well, yeah, he can just go get it. Get it how? See, it's not necessarily that she's saying that he can go get it. It's just that there's no explanation as to how that's supposed to happen, which means that you're supposed to figure it out. Now, if there were no kids involved, this would be different. If she was younger, this would be different. Because like I said, I think that I think we need to lower the average age of marriage to about 25, which means that we have to do a better job of making sure that our kids are mature enough with relationship skills that they can handle marriage at 25. At 25, that answer makes sense because you guys are going to be working together to build. Most likely you don't have any kids, so now you can go in overdrive. You can pick who has the career and how you're going to set your life up. This woman already has 2 kids. You see what I'm saying now? So it's like, oh, you on your own. And plus she's going to school too. So she's really not trying to build with you. She wants a man who is pre-made. If not, you have to be on the path to getting pre-made. And it needs to happen. Like I said, the shot clock is already counting down on you. So yeah, that's it's almost like you got to read between the lines. That again, I think that she's just trying to avoid saying what she really wants to say or what she really wants. If this was Kevin Samuels, he would have stayed on her until she actually admitted it. But I doubt if Kendra does that though.
Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay. Okay, let's do this. Let me see. Okay. I'm kind of no Bronx girl, but you know. Can you see?
Okay, we see you. I don't know why I thought you were taller.
I'm a midget.
Okay.
I'm 5'3.25" inch.
5'3". Okay.
Yeah.
So when was your last relationship, Natasha Troy?
I would say September. That was the last time. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
That time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're single?
To be honest, I feel like my standards are way different than they were when I was younger. I feel like I have a lot of boundaries now that I didn't have before, and once those boundaries are made known, I feel like it kind of scares people away. I mean, of course, there are things that I could be still working on. So I know watching your show, I've heard a lot of men say that, like, femininity is a big thing. I do have a very feminine side. However, in my last previous relationships, I felt like the masculine had to come out only because, like, you know, I wasn't treated in a feminine way. So, but I think that might pose an issue, maybe, just maybe a little bit, like boundaries and just assertiveness and maybe too much assertiveness.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. If you're not being treated feminine, it's most likely because you're not. Uh, yeah, I agree. But let's really take a deep dive into this. She's a nurse with 2 kids. How many hours a week do nurses work? And then you got 2 kids. So, how much time for a guy does she really have? So once you, that's why I say you got to start breaking this stuff down, because if she's working most of the time, how much you want to bet that the last guy she was with, didn't meet her income threshold? And exactly, yeah, 60 to 80 hours a week. Okay, so and then you got 2 kids at home, so and now you trying to throw a guy into the mix. I mean, that's gonna be tough. Um, One of the things that I say about women who have, because she's a career woman, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to be open to what that actually means. And what it means is you're probably going to be the breadwinner. I think if women are okay with that, it opens the door to a lot of things. Number one is that there are more men who, your dating pool gets opened up to be a lot wider. Now, the thing that I think that trips most women up is that just because you're the breadwinner doesn't make you the leader. So, yeah, I'm looking back at this list of things that, because I'm taking notes, right? Some of the things that she said she was looking for. She's looking for a leader that provides. Yeah, she's probably ruled out a lot. Okay, my friend is a nurse. She works 4 days, 12 hours a day. Yeah, exactly. And see, what most people don't know about that is when you work that kind of schedule, you need at least another day to recover from working 12-hour shifts, you know? So, but the point is that, you know what? Let's keep going.
I don't know if that's even a thing, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Uh-oh.
Smart, sweet, faithful. Um, I have a strong head on my shoulders, but not too strong to the point I'm masculine, but like very strong, strong headed, meaning like I know where I'm going and I know what I want for myself. Um, I am becoming more into my spirituality. That's a day to day thing, and I'm actively working on my healing. I feel like that's very important as well. So, I feel like I feel like I'm a partner that could grow with somebody.
All right. Let's do it, boo. How can the guy reach out to you?
My Instagram name.
Okay, I'm not buying that she's looking for somebody to grow with. I told y'all my thoughts on that already, and I don't believe that. What else we got going on here? 2 kids. Do I think she's marriageable? Well, she's not overweight, or at least from what we can tell, she doesn't look like she's not obese. Let's put it like that. Feminine, questionable. I don't see it, but I mean, she is presentable on camera. So you know what? That does make her feminine, because she didn't come up here with, she's still wearing her fake lashes, and she's got earrings on. And so I would say she's feminine because she's presentable, right? Uh, Feminine. Is she friendly? Probably not. The reason I say that is because she's working all those hours, and then she's got 2 kids at home. And plus, she talked about the boundaries that she has. So I don't think she's that friendly. Is she cooperative? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know if she's cooperative. Just because she has. I'm looking for a leader, provider, a good father figure. I don't know if she's cooperative. We would need more info, and we just didn't get it. Submissive. I think she can be submissive, but to most men, no. And she's already got 2 kids. This is a tough one, but I'm gonna say, without more clarification, I'm gonna say I wouldn't. Nah. If she could get over the fact that if she could be okay with being the breadwinner and not the leader, then I would say that you got something there. But the attitude that she has now is that he needs to make. She said it without saying it, that he needs to have similar income to me, if not better. And if he doesn't, well, then he has to go get it. That's going to be a no for cooperation then, because she's not trying to work with the man. She's not looking to build with a guy. She wants some guy ready made. So, nah, I'm going to say no.